Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor here today, and I am doing a little Simsy build challenge, a little shell challenge. Um, I absolutely hate this. I love it, but I hate it. It took me too long to figure out what I wanted to actually do with it, so I spent about, I don't know, 5 hours staring at the empty shell going, huh, I could do this, or I could do this. And it was just basically, uh, yeah, like I said, 6 hours or whatever, just sitting there staring at it. Trying to figure it out. And then my roommate was having a look at what I was doing and said, "Oh, that kind of looks like apartments." And I went, "Oh, of course. Yep, sure, that's what we're doing. Cool, fantastic." So, uh, yeah, I jumped straight in and I did the build. The thing that annoys me so much with this is I spent so long on it and I'm like, "Oh, I have to finish, I really have to go to the toilet." And again, my lovely roommate, bless their soul, said, "You do realize there's a pause button, you can just pause your recording and go and come back and keep, like, press play again so you keep recording." So that was really fun and eventful. So that's when I'm in the last apartment. You can kind of tell because my build gets a little more sparse and I just don't care that some walls are blank. I know that some uh styles are to leave the house blank, and it can look quite good when you do that, but I just, it looks weird to me and I don't know how to do it well or properly, so I freak out and I just keep putting more and more stuff on the walls and then it becomes overcrowded. Um so I tried to not do that. I also couldn't get this gate to center and I really hated that, so I moved it to the side. But yeah, I actually had quite a lot of fun with this build, even though it was completely on diagonals. Uh, I make some interesting shapes and things out of it, and it was super frustrating trying to get things to fit. Trying to figure out, like, oh, if I want to do it like this, then, oh, wait, I can't because then I have this and it's in the way, and just, it was the worst. I honestly, I appreciate the challenge, and I know I've said I've wanted to be challenging myself more, but this made me want to gouge my eyes out, but I also didn't want to give up because I was like, no, I've started this, I have to finish it. I've committed to it. And anyway, it's too late to uncommit to, like, to not do it. I've also just realized that in this little apartment here at the top, I swapped the doors with some of the windows, and there's a double, like, there's two small windows on one side and one big one on the other, and I'm really annoyed by that. Also, if I keep randomly stopping, one of my other roommates needed help figuring out how to catch a bus, so I was dealing with that as well. Which I didn't have to because there's a group chat and someone else could have responded, but I don't like leaving people stranded and helpless, and it didn't seem like anyone else knew where to go, so I was like, you know what? I'm sure you won't be able to tell, but you definitely 100% can see all the pauses in the video, which, you know what? I'll live. It's not the end of the world. I tried using the same, like, cabinets and whatnot around the different apartments, so, like, the same toilet, the same shower, that sort of stuff. I believe one of them does have a proper shower, but I tried to use, yeah, like, this similar type stuff so that it was like someone had the house and they went through and renovated it all and they just bought all the same stuff, the same kitchen cabinets, the same shower, the same toilets, or whatever, because it's probably cheaper. I also am absolutely in love with this tiny little garden. I know it's totally not doable and probably would all be fake plants, but I'm pretending it's all real because it's so cute. It just looks so nice, and to have it like right outside the bedroom, and I'm pretty sure I put a desk up against that window, so just, you know, you're doing your work, working away hard, and you just need a break, and it's just a nice, lovely view. I don't know if I've told you guys before, but out my window is the bins. I get the garbage trucks quite a lot. Which is fine, but at the same time, they come about 3 or 4 times a week and empty the same bin 3 or 4 times a week, which, I mean, I guess you kind of need to because it's a very, like they're big bins that a lot of people use, but they're never overfilled. And then when they put the bins back down, they leave the lids open and they spray the garbage everywhere. And then we have to go clean it up. Which is kind of like there are so many animals around here, and you don't want the animals like eating all the garbage. It's not good for them. It'll kill them. So kind of frustrating and annoying. Thankfully, I don't smell it because that would be extremely unfortunate. But it's just frustrating. And I also get a lot of foot traffic past my window, which, I mean, that's fine. Not many people are loud. But I also, there's just always noise and people in movement and whatever near where I am, but I can always time it so that there will be some silence, because where I used to live, I could never do that. There was always buses and trucks and fire trucks. There were always fire trucks going past. And I could never figure out. I mean, obviously there's a fire, but there was never actually a fire. There was just a million and one fire tests and drills and things that all of the fire people have to be there for, and it's just I'm not against having these drills and whatever, but half the time they would put on their sirens and these buildings would have all their sirens going off, and it was just it's especially frustrating when it's the same building over and over and over again. Sometimes it wasn't a test, it was just the alarms going off. But having the same building have the alarms go off again and again, it was enough to drive me just a little bit mad. But now I just get the garbage trucks maybe 4 times a week. It's strange though, because sometimes they come twice a day. They'll come maybe around 2, 3 in the afternoon, and then they'll be there at maybe 7 at night. And it's always on a Tuesday, which is frustrating because Tuesday is the day I like to record. I probably should try and do it way in advance so that I can have it all sorted out and ready to go earlier. But yeah, I just leave things last minute most of the time, which probably not a good idea, but I don't mind. Like, this video is being uploaded today, but I still have, I think, 4 hours before it has to be uploaded, so I'm way ahead of schedule in terms of like actually uploading it on time. But I also have class today, but again, I'm way ahead of schedule. Like, I don't have class. I don't have to leave for class until after this video is supposed to be uploaded. So even if I am a tiny bit late with the video, which I'm not going to be this week, but if I was, I'd still be able to make it to class. So, yeah. But next semester, I will have to do it a bit earlier because I have class on the 2 days that I record and upload. So I'm just gonna have to do it a little bit earlier. I'm also doing more classes than this semester. I like to do 3, but I figured out because I'm graduating this trimester, and then next trimester I'm going into another degree because, you know, why take a break? Why not suffer? So I figured out when I have to do each and every class, and I tried to do it so that it was only 3 per semester, including the summer semester. And there are 2 where I have to have it, 2 semesters where I have to have full classes, which, you know what? I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy this degree a lot more, so I'm just going to do it. Fully aware that I'm probably going to be absolutely flat out like a lizard drinking, but that's cool with me. I've signed up for this. I could do an extra semester and have I think I could have 1 semester where I only do 2 classes. I could definitely relax a whole lot more, but then I go into the next year and I just want to graduate. Like, I just want to get it over and done with. And I think really kicking myself into the gear, like, this is going to be the start of the degree. I'm going to, you know, be studying. I believe it's recommended that you study for a minimum of 10 hours per week per class. They do include actually going to all your classes, and there are certain classes that are worth more, because they've been proven to they are optional classes, but they've been proven to show that people who show up to these optional classes do 3 times better. I believe it is, so that class is worth 3 hours. If it's 1 hour, if it's 2 hours, then it's worth 6. So I don't know if they're offering any of those classes, but if they are, I'm definitely going to show up to them. But I'm still also going to put 10 hours outside of class time into it. So I'm going to be doing 40 hours of class outside of uni, like study and assessments and all that sort of stuff. I believe I only have, I mean, I can actually check because I enrolled just the other day in my new classes. But I think it's like 6 hours, maybe a bit more of class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 hours of class, so 49 hours a week. I know people work full-time jobs less than that, but I also don't have much else. I want to say I don't have much else. It didn't sound like a boring person, but I have classes with friends, so I hang out with friends. I won't next trimester because they're not doing the same degree as me, but I will definitely be hanging out with them a lot more and seeing them at uni and potentially even living with them, which would be fantastic. But you know, I see my friends at least once a week. Some of them once a week, some of them a little less, but we're gonna try and do better because it's great to hang out. I could have hung out with them last week, but I was actually flying home to visit my mum for Mother's Day, which was actually pretty good. I haven't seen my mum in a while, and it was good to catch up. Because when I first moved out of home, I saw her quite often, and I think we saw each other about once a month with visiting each other and hanging out and that sort of stuff. And then COVID hit, and I didn't really get to see her a lot. So I think I'm going to be able to see her a lot more now because, yeah, since COVID's kind of going away and traveling is becoming a lot more optional, we're able to hang out a bit more and visit, and there's big family events that we're all going to go to and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, completely lost my train of thought. I was talking about uni. Yeah, so pretty much round it to about 50 hours a week of uni. But that's, if I do, where's a calculator? I could do, I mean, 10 hours a day, but that's ridiculous. Or just, and then have the weekend off. But I prefer to study less in one day, but all the days, if that makes sense. If I do 49 hours divided by 7, that's 7. There's only 7 hours a day. Plus class. Like, that's already class. But if I just do it 40, then that's only 5 hours a day. So I want to keep it to at least a minimum of 40 hours a week, which I know sounds, to some people, like, that's ridiculous, but it's a full-time uni. If I was doing part-time, I'd only be doing 20, because I'd only be doing 2 classes. But I'm doing 4, so at the moment I'm doing 3, so I'm only doing 30 hours, which means I have much more time to mess around and do whatever I want, but I also want to do really well in these classes, so yeah, but I mean, I still technically have time throughout, like if I wanted to, I could do a video, record a video on Tuesday morning and then edit it on Wednesday morning in between classes and things like that, but I don't want to, so I'm probably just going to chuck it back to Mondays, or whatever day I have available. The really annoying thing about the first week of uni though is I miss my first Tuesday classes, which I'm pretty sure all of them are. Two of them are online, so I can watch them back, but one of them is in person, and I'm gonna have to email the convener and be like, hey, I'm graduating. I'm not gonna be there. What do I do? Please help. Because I don't really want to miss it. I want to do well in this class, and I know it's week 1 is normally pretty simple, pretty easy. It's just an introduction to the course and saying, this is what we expect of you, this is the assessments, and here's kind of an introduction to the broadest sense of the topics that we'll be looking at. But I still don't want to miss anything important because it's a 2-hour class. The other 2 are also 2-hour classes, but they're online, and I'm almost 100% positive they would be recorded. But I might also send emails to those conveners. Not that you guys really care about all this. I just, yeah, wanted to say that I'm gonna be missing my first day of class because I'm gonna be graduating. And I can't even go to some of them and then, oh, I mean, I could go to one, but I'm probably, oh, actually, no, I could go to one because my graduation should be done by then. But I will be watching it as I come home from my graduation, or I'll just be a little bit late. Which is fine. I'm probably not now that, like, if I'm honest about it, I'm probably not gonna do that. Probably gonna enjoy myself. I'm probably gonna have dinner out with friends, because 2 of my other friends are also graduating from their courses. So yeah, I have 2 days of graduation because I'm doing a double degree at the moment. So the first day, all 3 of us graduate, and then the second day, only one of them graduates with me in that second, on that second day. Which I'm super frustrated, like, the university knows that it's a double degree, and we have quite a number of international students, so you would think that they would want to put, like, any double degrees at the same time, but because the double degree I'm doing is 2 separate schools within the university, they do them different days. So my friend who's the 2 friends who are graduating with me on Monday, one of them does the double degree with me, and one of them does a completely different degree, but it's in the same broad school, which is weird because they're doing a completely separate and not even related degree, but we still graduate at the same time because it's the same, the same school at the uni. So that's gonna be fun. And we can't actually buy our robes, like our graduation robes. We have to rent them. But I think I have to rent them twice because I'm doing it over 2 days. I don't know if they'll allow me to just use it for 2 days and return it. But I'm also thinking, like, do I just want to have the robe? Like, I'm never gonna wear it, it's not gonna be useful. I might wear it in, like, winter as a thing at home to wear to be warm, but do I want it? Do I not want it? And do I have to rent 2 different ones because I'm doing 2 different I don't know how any of this works. So when all the graduation stuff opens up, because it's still not open, I'm gonna go in and be like, hey, what do I do? How do I do this? Please help. Because we had to, my friend and I who are doing the same double degree, we had to go to the library and ask them, and the library lady wasn't even very sure, but we got to the point where we are definitely doing 2 ceremonies. We just don't know if we have to show up to both to get our degree, or if they're just going to give it. I don't know why they would give us, like, the first degree, they would give us that graduation certificate, but I don't think they would give us the second one, because it's a different school, and it would just be too much crossover, and like, oh, well, you know, hey, I know you're not a part of this school, but these people, it's just too complicated, which means having my family visit for my graduation means that they have to take 2 days off of work and school and things like that, and I just, one day, sure, you can take 1 day off school and work, that's fine, I'm sure your bosses and teachers and whatever will be fine, but 2 days, I just feel like that's asking for too much. So I'm entirely frustrated by that, but what can I do? There's not really much I can change. But at least my second, the degree I'm about to go into, that it's just 1 degree, so it'll only have 1 graduation date. And since if my family only comes to 1 graduation this year, or both this year, then I won't expect them to come to my next one. But at the same time, it's also 3.5 years away, so I got time to think about it and plan it. And I can also give them an estimated date because they're approximately the same time every year. I just know it'll be in December, which means they might even be on holidays already. Anyway, enough about rambling about uni. This is the end of the build. This is the apartment where I was like, I need to go to the toilet. I need to go now. So it's a little sparse. I did the toilet, the bathroom in here after I'd already gone, so that's why it's a little nicer in here. But this bedroom, like, it's so blank. I was just like, nah, go now. And I did this bedroom before I did the second one before I went to the toilet, so I had more time and control over my bladder, I guess, to do it nicer. And yeah, I'm actually quite happy with how it looks. Like, I wasn't quite sure how it was going to turn out, but I'm happy it did turn out the way it did. And I know they're fairly similar in looks, but I think I've tried to add furniture and personality through the furniture that you can see in this house. It's very, I don't want to say fancy, but like, they've got a bathtub with plants in it. They don't even have a proper bathtub. And then this person's place is just filled with plants. They're just a plant obsessed person, which is 100% okay with me because that's so much better for the environment. I was going to say universe, but same difference. Anyway. Yeah, I'm really hoping that little Simsy sees this and she likes it. If she doesn't, that's fine. She can completely rip it to shreds because she's a much better builder than me and I'd appreciate her input. But anyway, this is pretty much the build, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below what your thoughts are, and I'll get back to you. Bye, guys!